Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat, and today is Sunday, October 25th, 2020. For those of you watching the VODs on YouTube, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. You can, of course, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat, as well as support me on Patreon at patreon.com/OtakuShowboat if you are so inclined and able. So, today, I've got a dolly sitting on my desk, laying on my desk right next to me, grooming. She be grooming right now. I found her earlier today on top of a massive stack of boxes that was almost to the ceiling, so she was very much content being right on top of that box stack with like her back basically touching the ceiling, just resting, relaxing up there. It's like, oh, you're pretty high. She likes tall places. She likes getting to tall places. Yes. Yes, she does. So, between the last time we met on Thursday and today, I have somewhat recovered. Somewhat recovered. I've also messed a little bit with the settings on the webcam. I should be a little bit more or less contrasty and like closer to my actual coloration. I am very much white. I'm more like olive on my arms, but I've got like really bright white lights shining on me, so I shouldn't be looking yellow when my lights are white, right? So yeah, it adjusted a little bit because this shirt is like closer to a navy blue. It's still a little bit too intense of a blue color on the shirt. It's not that bright of a blue in reality. It's more of a darker navy type shirt. But anyway, I've still got my scabs on my elbows, so I'm not gonna raise my arms up all that much today, so you don't have to see the gruesome scabbing from when I hurt myself earlier in the week when unpacking, bringing stuff up to the bedrooms. Yeah, we've just been slowly unpacking some things. I've gone through a few boxes of DVDs and VHSs, trying to get them at least shelved. There's still a few more boxes of those. Hello, Dolly. Welcome. Welcome to the back of the chair. Yes, you're pretty girl. Pretty girl. Yes, you're pretty girl. So, outside of that, not much. There's still many boxes that need to be unpacked, but it's going to take months, if not years, to go through everything that we brought with us. It's just going to be slow. Yesterday was also my mother's boyfriend's birthday. So he went out, had a good time yesterday, was out for most of the day. We had celebrations at the end of the day. And yeah, it was good day. It was good day overall. Yeah, let's play Factorio. Let's get into Factorio as Dolly grooms. As she grooms herself behind me today, and the green screen just loves the fur. Hi, you're licking me now. Yes, you're licking my hair. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. You're licking. There you go. You're licky licky. Lick that paw. Lick that paw that's up against the back of my head. Alright. So between last time and this time, I have gotten the fluid wagons, the petrochem fluid wagons, as well as locomotives going. I figured, you know what, we may as well be aesthetically pleasing and use the actual petrochem locomotives here. So last stream, I pretty much exclusively worked on getting sulfuric acid produced. That was it. That was the entire 3-hour stream, was just getting sulfuric acid going. Huh. Good thing I noticed that eventually. That's been sitting like that for how long? I don't know. But all we have left, really, on this sulfuric acid setup is to get the train loaded, and as part of my train network, you've got like your paw, just your paw's hanging and touching the back of my head. What the heck is this? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I had a cat hair on my monitor over the minimap, and it looked like there was a trail. It looked like it was like my path trail, my driving path trail that I was leaving behind. I'm like, what the heck is this? This wasn't a thing. That would be a cool thing, though. By the way, to have a movement trail on the minimap to show where you're coming from. I enjoy having that feature in games mostly. Helps to keep track of everything. Literally everything. Okay, so I'm going to replace this locomotive with the petrochem one. I know it's not quite as fast as the other one. This is sulfuric acid, which technically makes it a fluid. If it's sulfuric acid, it should be a fluid. So ideally, we would use a fluid wagon for it, but we're just going to use these here. These are the quote-unquote gas wagons. It really is just in how it looks. I did not grab solid fuel. Vehicle, do you have some solid fuel? Yes. I have thought ahead. Slightly. Alright, vehicle. Yeah, you are sulfuric. Supply to depot. On, let's just say full cargo circuit condition for now. I don't really know. We've got how much per second? What did I plan this out to? 300? What is, how much does this hold? Ooh, that's fast. Hello. How much does this hold? 40k. So 80k divided by 300 divided by 60 is 4.4 repeating minutes. I think that's okay. A bit, just under 4.5 minutes per train load of production should be fine. For now. For now. Okay, the next thing to think about now that we do have sulfuric acid on the network, and the very last thing I need to make sure that I do is to actually define this. If I can find this, sulfuric acid is under petrochemical refining. There we go. So somewhere in here. Ah, that one. Sulfuric acid 1, and there we go. The next item on the agenda is to set up mineral catalysts using our sulfuric acid that I now have. In Hellmod, I am going to go into here and be like, mineral catalysts, and select that. So this, I want 5, let's just say, as an example. That is not quite a full crystallizer's output. I think a full crystallizer is, what, 7, 6? 6.5, 6, 6. Alright. Sure, 75 mineral sludge. That is going to be done through this process with slag slurry. That's going to need 4 filtration plants to do that. It will make some sulfuric wastewater, so do keep in mind... Hello? Meow. Little miss. Hi. You want lap now? She wants to be in my lap now. Yes, let me make sure that you can't fall off the lap by bringing one of my legs up. There you go. Now you can be comfy girl. Comfy girl as her hair is literally everywhere. Since she was just grooming back there. Yes. Yes, you're the pretty girl. So realistically what you can do here is you can cycle back sulfuric wastewater to get back your sulfuric acid ultimately that you're using in here to get into the slag slurry, which is right in here. I am going to do this out of slag. And to get 7.5 slag, we are going to do which process? Which process will give us our slag? Well, there's this process here. And that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, electrolyzers. This uses a little bit of power, just a small amount to get our 6 mineral catalysts. And it uses a very small amount of sulfuric acid compared to what I'm producing, which is just even better. That is pretty fantastic. Most of this is done on site. The exception is I need to spend coal as well. I need 0.3 coal. A whole 0.3 coal. I also have better assembling machines, so I will go ahead and do that. I also have, like, some Mark II stuff. I don't know if I have enough Mark II electrolyzers. I should have Mark Is to fit this. I can keep on with the Mark Is here going forward. I have 1 filtration plant of 4 that I need. Alright. Oh, she has not stopped grooming herself. She is now grooming while in my lap. Anyway, let's get back to the mall to pick up some stuff that I need for this particular build. And we can think about what this train station is going to look like as well. So this train station, depending on where I build it, will need to have sulfuric acid in and the catalysts out. Minimum. If I place it near coal, I don't need the coal. If I place it somewhere without a source of coal, I can bring in the source of coal, which is always going to be the better way to build, so that I can just copy the whole thing and paste it down elsewhere if I do want to build the same thing somewhere else at any point. So let's go ahead and build this with the concept of importing some coal. We're not going to need to import the coal forever, mind you, because once I do get access to the ceramic system, I would rather do the ceramic method. Because ceramics, it's a little bit more difficult logistically, in part because it cycles a lot faster. It's a much faster overall process to use the ceramic filters. But the ceramic filters are basically free, especially if you have a source of water on demand. Just like here, as long as I have a source of on-demand water, like, that doesn't really matter if we have our electrolyzers. Speaking of which, we have 9 level 2 electrolyzers. I need just a bit more steel for steel pipes to get what I would need. The difference between a Mark I and a Mark II is 50%. So, yeah, 75% of 30 is how many I would need of Mark IIs. I don't have that many. I do have a few level 1s. Okay, I have made a mistake. I have not limited a chest that I should have limited. Oops. Whoops. At least I have a lot of the resources that make these. So it's not that big of a deal. Oh, all these wonderful buildings. Am I doing the ore sorting machines? No. I'm not. I'm doing the crushers. I'm not doing the ore sorting machines. What have I been doing? I need the ore sorting machines. Yeah, that would be great. I'm not going to worry so much about flotation yet. But I am going to worry about a lot of other stuff. Flotation will happen when it happens. We'll think about that a little bit later, because I have to set up all the things that require the crushed stuff first, all the basic resources. We're talking the iron, copper, tin, lead stuff. Iron, copper, tin, and lead, and I'm pretty sure those 4 do not use flotation products. And the stuff that does use flotation products tend to use the crystal catalysts, not the mineral catalysts. The mineral catalysts tend to only use the crushed ores. Yeah, only crushed ores on here. And the crystal catalysts tend to be the chunks. Yeah, the flotation step. And only the flotation step. And then the hybrid catalysts are responsible for everything else after that. The leaching and the crystallization steps after that. So, good things to keep in mind as we are going around and building these things. I need crystallizers. Am I making crystallizers? I think the answer is, of course, no. Along with the filtration plants. Pretty sure that's a big fat no, not in here anyway, so I think I'm going to need to make another line of buildings. I think that's on the agenda here. My car is in the way. There we go. I'm apparently missing a remote charging station. Oh, I need inserters as well. So you there, you are going to be these, and these. They use the exact same ingredient types, which is great for a shared requester chest. I do want to make sure that I get some thermal pores in. We're just going to limit that to a single stack of stuff. We're going to limit these a bit and these a bit, and I'm going to need both of these. I think I have one or a few thingies in a chest somewhere that I manually crafted, but we shall see. I also need actual filter frames, but those are iron and steel. That's a little problematic. Let's steal some stuff so that I can make a few filter frames. Just a few. A few of those is good. This processes 5 per coal. I don't need to worry so much about this. The thing with the filter frames is that you need as many filter frames as to keep the process flowing. Ideally, you don't lose filter frames in this process. You get the same amount back, but you do need enough to process the logistics of everything, and that can be a little bit on the annoying side over time. you need iron gear wheels, which are there. It's just taking forever to load the thing. Because of course it does. Yeah, and these guys need some steel. Take some beautiful, glorious steel. And then steel pipe. I don't know what has steel pipe. If there's any steel pipe anywhere for me to grab from things. Because usually that's the one that is the bottleneck. Ah, hello. Got something that was fully backed up and had its request in. There we go. So now we can at least craft a crystallizer. Thank you for the crystallizer. And the next filtration plant. I still need 2 more. Let's see. Any steel pipe. Ah, hello. Why are you requesting so much here? Let's keep that limited to 100 for the pipe to ground. Eventually I'm going to start using them, but or maybe I'll just wait for plastic pipe. We shall see. Alright, Gib filtration units. I need the filtration units. And then we can get going. I also need, like, a lot of rail and more inserters. I have some rail in there, not quite enough. Of course it's not in the building radius. Where am I making the doohickeys? Where are my doest of hickeys? I know I has them. Like, I know I has them. What? Where? Huh? Thingies? Here. You. That thingy is the thingy. There you go. What else? What else do I want? I don't know. Inserters. Inserters to insert. So am I doing inserters in here? I don't remember. Inserters, yes, there. Just a few. What about... I think I'm good on the power poles for the moment. Yeah, I think I'm okay with most stuff. Just more rail. More rail! Oh, more nanobot ammo would be great. I'm not actually doing the nanobot ammo in here right now. But I do have nanobot ammo right up here. Hello, nanobot ammo. Could use some in the vehicle as well. In fact, could throw a few of those locomotives. Hey, yeah, throw that stuff, extra stacks of stuff into this guy. I think I'm good. Regular rail. Let regular thingies here. Oh, I'm going to need tons of pipe. Absolutely tons and tons and tons of pipe for this. Yes, a few more units of pipe would be great. Now, where are we going to build this? So I could keep going over here. There is that coal patch, but my goodness, my nose and my sinuses were just flowing today. Flowing. Absolutely, just went through several tissues. Several. And I brought some to have on hand, just in case we have another emergency situation. So I'm going to build this setup right over here. Hello, Ollie. Are you gonna go say hi on the back of the chair? You're looking. You're looking. I see a paw. I see a paw. There you go. Hello, Ollie. Hello, my boy. Now we have both of the kittens. I've had both of the kittens today. So let us see. I need my blueprint book. Oh, hi. Hi, you're resting. You're resting your rear end on my shoulder, huh? On my back. That's where you want to be. Okay. Sure. Let's get our real station. There it is. Just trying to think, do I want this to be like this or like this here? I could, but I think I'm just gonna leave it here. Tree is in the way. No, it is not. I have determined that no. No, the tree is not in the way. Get all this built. Of course, this is not correct. Build the stuffs. One of these needs to be transitioned over to a fluid input. Otherwise, we should be good. D mineral catalysts. 1. There you go. And you die. Where do I have? I probably don't have a fluid input anywhere yet. I have the fluid output. Like, well, going in, but whatever. I now need more Jack's tanks. Which, fortunately, I have. As well as pumps. I need pumps. I don't have pumps. I don't actually have these things. Huh. Well, we are pretty close to the mall, where I can grab the things I need to make the pumps. I can make offshore pumps, but not actual pump. Copper pipe, engine units, and steel plates. Oh boy. Lots of things. Grab a few units of steel here. And a few units of, excuse me, stuff. Copper. Why is there not a full... Huh? Oh. Hello. Well, it's a good thing I looked at copper. It's a real good thing I looked at copper. Hello, Ollie. Yeah, 'cause the thing filled up. And I don't have the stuff getting voided. I need this over here. Power to the everything, and oh, right. How to do this? Like so. Da-da! Oh, that is nowhere near the correct recipe. That one. There you go. There you go. Now you can give copper. Give all the copper. Beautiful. I now have copper again. Let us continue on our merry way. I need engine units or pumps. They are down here towards the very tail end. In fact, the very last thing. Alright, Gib pumps. All of them. Back we go. To get this output settled. Well, this request settled. Input. Low pumps. Pump, pump. Power, power. And ideally, pump, pump. Yeah, I can do just one. It won't really matter too much. There. Need to wire these. And then I can request the sulfuric acid. And then here it's coal. This needs to be R sulfuric acid at mineral catalysts 1. R coal at mineral catalysts 1. Supply mineral catalysts. There we go. Coal. Are you grooming? Back there. You're doing something. I feel you doing something, Mr. Ollie. Mr. Ollie, all soft. He's a softy. Where's that tail? Where's it? There's that tail. There's that tail. Wee, 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 wee. Yes, my Ollie. His haunches on my shoulder. He's also stealth kitty, especially when I have a dark shirt on. He's full stealth. That's fine. Alright, we're good. Time to build. The build. the build. Let's see. I suppose I will start with the line of the electrolyzers, the 30 electrolyzers, aka the double line of 15 electrolyzers. And they will be done over here. He got up. He got up to groom. Hi. Hi, Ollie. Just have those 6 there for now. I'm going to copy paste. And of course I'm going to need a few flare stacks. Let's be completely honest. I'm going to need a few flare stacks as we go along. That's 6, 8, 10. I mean, I could do 3 sets of that, but nah. 12, 14. 15. Really? Alright. Don't quite have the power pole length, unfortunately. Now, it's probably easier to do this here. And have the central line here. With all of the inserters and such. That's exactly what I'm going to do. This is 7.5, so we've got plenty of belt throughput to work with here. Then I need to deal with 300 total hydrogen and 225 total oxygen. Now that is going to need one of these on oxygen on each side, and one of these on hydrogen on each side. Of course, with proper power. And there. Excuse me? I was short an underground pipe? Well. There. Be that way. Make me stuff. Eat all of my power in the process. And there you go. There's 7.5 per second of the slag. I then need to set up the liquefiers. My 3 liquefiers that will be making my slurry out of the slag. So, there is the concept of crushing the slag into the crushed stone. But I'm pretty sure it is the exact same ratio. 1 slag to 2 crushed stone. Here we have 5 into 50, and then here we have 25 into 50, yeah, you can probably tell it's much better to do slag itself. I thought this was even a better ratio, but no, it's not. Slag is more valuable to you as slag rather than as crushed stone because of that 2-to-1 ratio, and it being 5-to-1 in this particular recipe. Okay, I need that, and that, and that. Extendo. You need 2.5 each. So we're gonna have a few. I need more piped ground. I need my car. Hello. Car. Vehicle! Gimme. Ta-da! There's our slag slurry. It is a good time now to get rid of the coal, or bring in the coal, I should say. Not that side, that side. Although I don't think I have to worry with the underground link that I have available to me. Okay, that's that and that taken care of. I now need to do this set here with the filtration plants. So, 4 filtration plants. These guys are going to be doing this recipe here. I will need a source of purified water, 75 purified water per second. I have a build for that. This was like 1,000 here. So I think 1 is fine. Yeah, 1 makes 100. And I was not kidding about how I needed lots of pipe for this build. This is going to produce how much? 60 sulfuric wastewater. Pretty sure that 1 exactly should be fine, or 1 clarifier is fine. That is 160 items per second, fluid units per second. Ooh, perfect. Then, we've got issues, because we need input and output on these machines. You can see we've got that there available. The way that I tend to design these things is like so. Now, this machine, it's going to output on the inside lane, or outside lane, whatever, the near lane. Because these guys are going to send their empties on this external, quote-unquote, inside lane on this loop. So we will have not mixed belts of stuff That's for my own personal reasonings. My personal aesthetics demands that I do it this way. I just need to connect the power, and then magical things shall happen. Magic. And as I've said, you just need enough of the filters to make sure that all of your buildings are constantly moving, able to constantly move. I may have a few too many of the filters in here. Just going to throw that concept out there. I may have a few too many in this loop. But we shall see as we go along. Well, that is the slurry coal filtering for the mineral sludge. The next step is to crystallize into catalysts with our singular crystallizer that is located right here. And I will go ahead and stick this right there so that I can actually or no, one tile down for my own satisfaction. And we are making the mineral catalyst. This will need an output, and there we go. Mineral catalysts exist! Non-zero amounts of mineral catalysts now. Huzzah! Yay! Yay! We did it! Now to get them onto my train network. Ta-da! Trains! I always have trouble determining which side is which. Vehicle, give me a stack of coal. Or just, you know, steal some coal from next door. There you go. I am going to limit this to 2 stacks each. 800 units divided by 6. By 60, that's 2.2 minutes. Actually, 3. 3 stacks. There you go. Well, that is, as they say, that. Supply to depot. Full cargo and circuit condition. There you go. Oh, you have to go make a big loop around, as per usual. Last thing, of course, to make sure that we do not forget to do, is to actually set these mineral catalysts up as a supply priority. And there we go. We are now finished with mineral catalysts. It took a while. This is what, stream day 8? Yeah, it took 8 3-hour streams. This is not LTN. No, this is Train Supply Manager. TSM. I do not use LTN. I have never used LTN. I don't plan on ever using LTN, to be completely honest. Train Supply Manager is much better for larger scale bases, honestly, because it's very lightweight on performance impact than, especially compared to LTN. Particularly because Train Supply Manager does not actually read the contents of a train. It doesn't need to know the actual contents of a train. That's the main thing. Next, iron ore sorting is next, which means I need to figure out where this station is going to live. Is it easier to use Train Supply Manager? I believe so, yes. I have a video on YouTube covering how I use Train Supply Manager, like the basics of how I end up using it. And yeah, I would say it's a lot simpler. It runs around the concept of having depots as opposed to just a station where things sit for a while. So, say I want additional trains full of mineral catalysts that will go out to wherever I'm requesting my mineral catalysts. I can easily do that. I can just be like, hey, this station here, they're gonna supply from here, and then they're gonna just wait at this depot until they get requests brought in. And if I have multiple depots with different names, I can be like, hey, pull from this depot until it's empty, and then pull from another depot if this doesn't have any trains available. Or pull from another depot over this one. Etc., etc. As long as these stations have the same name. There's a little bit of circuit condition stuff with the requester stations, but it's actually pretty simple, ultimately. And the way that I've done it is a little bit more complex than absolute minimum. Because if you set a request for whatever arbitrary ID, it's just going to constantly bring trains to this station. The circuit condition that I have here just tells it to stop after I have a certain amount of stuff. Whatever stuff. I use each here, which it doesn't care what the thing is that you're bringing in. I'm like, hey, just make sure I don't have, or you stop sending me stuff when I have greater than 2 times a certain amount of stuff here. 2 or 3 times a certain amount of stuff here. So once I have greater than like 8K, in this case, greater than 8,000 units in these unloaders, bulk rail unloaders, separate mod, by the way. But in my storage, that's how I'll word that. Greater than 8K, I don't send more trains, right? I don't need any more. And that's all that this set of circuit conditions does for me, is it turns the lamp off, the train requester light, if I have what I need already. Allowing the trains to go and supply other stations in the end. Okay, I have to contend with a forest right here if I plan on building anything there. In the alternative, I can build right up there, and I think that's where I'm going to build this. Alright, we are officially finished with this Hellmod item. So let us move on to iron ore sorting. How much iron ore do we want? That is always the best question. Yeah, LTN is very complex. It takes a while to learn it. And for all those folks who say that all mistakes are user mistakes, well, A, well, duh, but B, it shouldn't be so easy to make mistakes like that. That's a sign of a very poorly designed system inherently. If people are making terrible mistakes in LTN, that speaks more to LTN being problematic from a design perspective than it is just people being dumb. So, yeah, I feel LTN is very poorly designed for most people to actually genuinely use. Not something that can't be fixed or improved through better UI stuff with it, but and like better explanations and tutorials, but yeah, I can't I don't really like the inherent concept. It feels too much like it's trying to hack a vanilla system rather than improve a vanilla system. That's what LTN really feels like to me. It feels like it's trying to hack a system that wasn't designed to do what it's trying to do. Whereas Train Supply Manager feels like it's improving the vanilla system more so than anything else. It feels like an extension of the vanilla train mechanics. Hi. Bye. Well, he just shot off. Ollie? Why'd you jump off like that? He went and just knocked stuff off of my desk. He just dragged down the towel I have for them to rest on that I have on my desk. Alright. Question of the day. How much iron ore? I guess not much, because, yeah. Okay. That's a few mineral catalysts. That's over half of what I'm currently producing on the mineral catalysts. Oh, boy. And, like, how much crushed do I have? I don't know. Well, we shall see. This is not a inherent problem. Cellophane redeemed stretch. I gotta stretch. The stretch. Yes, gotta get that back all sorted. Gotta get that back sorted out. Hello, Ollie. Welcome back. Welcome back to desk. Yes, you're looking at me. You're looking around. Please don't like go after my overhead light like he has done in the past. Okay. This figured it involve the cats stretching. Ha ha. Well, if Ollie is good boy, we can see the Ollie, the extent of the Ollie. Yeah, he's squirmy. Since putting the cats in the room, my videos are so different. Well, yeah, duh. Kittens will be kittens. I mean, even when we had Cole, and when he was still around, you only really got to see the end of his life, and he was all really, like, slow, tired. Just occasionally just pick him up to show, hey, I've got a cat in my lap. Stop destroying the green screen. Yeah. Get off the light. Stop poking holes. Yeah. They will be kittens. They will be kittens, and I don't, like, edit out kitten stuff, because why? Why would I? Why would I? I mean, this is just a pretty simple thing. It's just do this, right? It's just like, just do this. I could use all of my mineral catalysts, but then I need more for copper in the end. Speaking of which, hi. Hello again. Hello again, Mr. Ollie. We had Dolly earlier at the beginning of the stream. She was here and was nice, but then I had an emergency of sinus issues, so I had to take a brief break to get tissues, and she left at that point, and I had to evict her from my lap. Anyway, back to the mall. We go. Down. Down we go. down, down, down we go. And welcome to the slowly expanding mall. Ollie, your haunch has returned to the shoulder. You've got your back end resting on my shoulder and my neck. Thank you for that. I have 5. I have just enough. Just barely enough for my plan. My evil plan. I need a space for this. Up here. Where did I leave my vehicle again? All the way over here. Grab, what do I need? I think I have what I need, mostly. I need belt. Belts! I need the belts. I absolutely will have to expand, this guy here. I will need a lot more of the mineral catalysts over time. Like, immediately, because I need to use them for 4 different things. I need them for the iron, copper, lead, and tin, and I'm going to need a lot of all of that. So, yeah, scaling will be necessary. Even like, within this stream, it will be necessary. Alright, give me that. Give me... I think that's good for now. Just get in the vehicle. I can actually probably just destroy all of this. Deconstruct this now. I don't need it anymore. I didn't really need it in the beginning. It was just me trying to figure things out. Until someone pointed out, hey, you can just cool steam into water and void the water. And I was like, yeah, I know I could do that. It's just I didn't have the tech, and I thought the tech was blue science. No, I just needed to take the tech. Oops. That was last stream. That was last stream, in a nutshell. Like, oops. We don't need to, like, convert coke into carbon, and then carbon into carbon monoxide to flare stack the carbon monoxide. No, we can just take the coke and convert it all to steam in boilers, and then cool the steam with cooling towers and void the purified water. There's space below as well, and a nice multi-phase oil patch there, so I think we're going to go over to the left side of this oil patch and put a full-on thingy here. For now, it's going to have a thing U-turn spot until I tap into that. The vehicle can do its thing. And then, yeah, it's you. And of course I will need another 3 of these guys. It's like, do I just place the ghosts now and be done with it? Nah. Because I need one for iron, copper, lead, and tin. I also need an extra doohickey here. Do you remember that this particular train station setup was done with Factorio and not with Bob's Angels? Are loaders worse for UPS than inserters? So, vanilla loaders on trains, definitely, because that's a script that needs to run. But, I mean, and it depends on what type of loader you're using. If you're using mini loaders, they are basically just really fast inserters, as coded. And if you're using vanilla loader stuff, I mean, sure, technically they do use a little bit more performance as loaders, but I've 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 never had issues from the loaders. I've never had that be the problem, like the main problem for performance. What's the deal with the little weird pieces of track? So these straight rails, these diagonal segments disable the signal here if you are placing the intersection on an existing straight segment, and it allows you to have intersections directly next to each other. Because what it does, if I put another +1 right here, if I put this here, what it'll do with the bottom, middle, this guy, is it will disable this guy. And instead there will be a chain signal there that it will stop trains further back. So it allows this double intersection to function properly. That's all it does. That's all it really does. It's there primarily to make sure that you can put intersections directly next to each other. That's my understanding of the logic. I did not design this. Don't blame me. I did not design it. I'm just using it. Okay, we need to get some our crushed Jiv at iron ore the first. Our crushed sap at iron ore 1. Did I say ore or ores? Ore. D iron ore 1. Not D. S. We are supplying the iron ore 1 there. These are D iron ore 1. Excellent. Now let's get these actual requests going. Bring in the Jiv. And sap. Excuse me. I didn't define it. Ta-da! I don't think I'm doing any other crushing yet. Either. Yeah, I'm not doing other crushing yet. So that's another thing. Before I can even get into the copper, is I need to crush stereotype. And the other thing that it needs, Protinium, I think, or whatever. Copper is... Yeah, Crotinium and Stereotype. How do I remember these things off the top of my head? I don't even. I don't know how I have that memorized. I swear keeping track of multiple overhaul mods is not as easy as I make it sometimes seem. Okay, 4 whole ore sorting facilities. Great big ore. Oh right, I need the catalysts too. One more. Yeah, that's the spacing. Are mineral catalysts at iron ore 1? Let's get those catalysts brought in. And since I am not going to use the triple length inserters ever, this is how it's gonna have to be. Alright, I will need more inserters because this is actually a pretty fast process. Yeah. Yeah, makes 4 per second. That'll help. Excuse me. Shift L. And then it needs 1 on the mineral catalysts. I think that's okay there, but I'm always a little bit worried about hitting 2 per second on the long ones. Alright. I need more, thingies. Power poles. And that, as they say, is that will be a full lane on here. Locomotive. Wagon. Okay. 15 items per second. Let's have 2. Supply, depot, full cargo, circuit condition, and there you go. Do your thing. That's part 1 of this system. kitty. I heard one of the kittens shaking. Or something. A noise. A noise behind me. I apparently am carrying around science packs for some reason. Alright. Next, we need to now do the iron ore processing into, ultimately, iron and steel plates. So, the way that we're going to do this is I am going to have a factory making iron ingots and supplying iron ingots onto my network. Realistically, there's no iron ore in these mods. Angels changes the ores around a lot to add a whole extra initial system to get into the iron ores. This I'm making iron ore now out of the processed stuff that I have mined. You don't mine the metal ores directly. No, not in Angels. Bob's yes, Angels no. Angels, part of what it does is it adds these like fantasy type ore patches. Just, I think of them as just generic raw mixed ore patches, whatever, mineral patches. And you have to process that. And then you have to get whatever ore that you're interested in out of this stuff. Magic. Perform magic. Basically. Alright, I see no reason not to do this right next door. And in this case, the way that I'm doing this, there are two things that you can do with the sapphirite over here. So sapphirite, you can directly smelt it into iron plates after you crush it. You can't just do stuff with the ore itself. You have to first crush the ore as one step of processing this sapphirite ore. You can then directly cast that into iron. Alternatively, you can use an ore sorting machine, which are these guys that I've just placed here, to make iron and copper ores. And a little bit of a slag byproduct. Doing that I don't like, because in order for the system to continue to move, you have to be using both the iron and copper at the ratio that it gives you the iron and copper. It gives you twice as much iron as it does copper. And you have to make sure that you're using both of them completely. And that is not that easy to design around. So what I prefer having is a dedicated source of iron. But in order to get a dedicated source of iron or a dedicated source of copper, it is more complex. Because then you have to have the crushed ores from two different ore sources. In this case, for iron, it is crushing of the sapphirite. Crushing the Q. Crushing of the sapphirite and crushing of the gibbelite. So, crushed there and crushed over here. But that's not all. It also needs mineral catalysts, which I have set up today. These little mineral catalysts right in here. In order to get these mineral catalysts, I need sulfuric acid, primarily, as the main blocker of it. I need a consistent supply of sulfuric acid, and that's what we did in the entirety of the stream. Last stream was set up a dedicated source of sulfuric acid. 300 per second of sulfuric acid, and you can see how big that build ended up being. Just a little bit of sulfuric acid out of that. Until now we have our iron ore. From here, we are going to continue with the next aspect that Angel's Mods adds, and that is it changes how you process said ore into plates. It giving you improved methods of processing the ore into additional plates. So we have methods of processing the raw ores, and in order to get the actual mineral, the metal ores that you're interested in will require more and more complex processing depending on the actual metal that you want. And we get to then process through increasingly complex processes our efficiency in which we process the metal ores into metal plates or whatever else we want out of those metals. So right over here, I'm going to put down another 4-way intersection with a little U-turn here at the end. Why do I put the U-turn at the end? Because unfortunately the way that this is designed doesn't easily allow trains to do U-turns. That is one of the reasons why I like the modular rail system. Blueprint sets, is that it gives you an entrance and exit blueprint for making stations that the way that that's designed is it allows a train to go out and like loop back to then go in again. It's more like a highway entrance exit system that allows a full U-turn. That's the one downside about this that I wish it had, is like a full like U-turn on-ramp off-ramp system, and it just doesn't. Which is a little sad, but we're gonna live with it for now. Excuse me, a tree was in the way? I don't think so. There is no tree in the way. I need to remember to add that. Once I have the next level of the power poles, I don't need to add those little extra poles that I've been adding thus far, because I will have the length for it. That's the one benefit, major benefit of Bob's stuff, is that it does improve over time and you get better length on your wires as on the big poles, and you get bigger power radius on your mediums. Of course, I really do enjoy the max level substations as well. They can power a lot of things. A lot of things. Great for things like the mall, for example, where you have just a whole bunch of tightly packed buildings. Just plop a substation down in place of an assembling machine, and there you go. You've got power for everything around it. But I need more power poles right now. Let's head on down to the mall. We need to go to the mall anyway, because I need to pick up the buildings that I'll need to perform this magic. Yes, it is magic. So, I want iron ingots out of that process. I am, at this point, also going to need a consistent supply of coke. So, that's actually going to come first, I think, is we need that coke, and we're like a minute from our break, our regularly scheduled break. So, we're going to plan a little bit for this minute. Just be like, hey, when we get back, I'm going to have to set up coke from Cole, and there's the alarm to indicate that it is now 11:30 my time, and it is halfway through the stream. So let us take this briefest of break. We are going to be processing all of our ore into 22.5 iron ingots. We need 8 and 4. That is the key here. That is what I need. I am supplying ingots for a very specific reason, just to have this design going forward for everything, because there are improved methods of making molten metals that will use multiple types of ingots later on down the line, and I want to be able to actually make use of those through the power of my train network system, so that we can not have as big of issues as trying to design a whole setup making plates from ore, because that can get really complex. You can do it with direct insertion. It becomes really cool looking builds doing direct insertion of things, going from the actual ore all the way to the plates, but it's not as easily scalable, and it doesn't allow you to easily modify it to add in these improved processes. But anyway, with that, it is time for a break. I will be back shortly.